Hello guys, welcome back. We're here with our second match in the GPC World Championship tournament, and this time we are facing Wmar. Wmar is a great guy, and he has already been in the GPC in previous seasons, and so I know he's a tough opponent. From previous matches, some of the other matches in my group are already played, and Wimar is currently sitting at a 1-1. He won from Vert and he lost to Jar. Vert's our third opponent. Jar was our first opponent. If you haven't watched the match, go check it out before you watch this one. And so what this means is because, spoiler, I will spoil the outcome of our first match in 3, 2, 1. We lost that in a very close game with 1-0. And this means that we're now 0-1, and if from the previous matches, if Wimar wins this match, he has a great chance to make it to the next round, and we are definitely out. So that means this is a must-win game for us. So yeah, we have to win this game. So I really try to come up with the best team as possible, and yeah, I hope this team will be able to beat his. He has quite a scary team, I have to say, because he packs the squad that is, let me go. So yeah, he has the squad of Greninja, and this is XI Greninja, so this means it has protein, but it does also mean that it does not have all the moves it gets from auras, which are mainly low kick, ice punch and gong shot. But still, it's a really scary threat. Then we have Mega Alakazam, which also is quite a scary threat. I will go over that a bit sooner. I will first go over the team. He has a Togetic, a Swampert, a Blaziken and an Abomasnow. So this is all in all quite a threatening team for my team. Why? Because this Greninja hits really hard, and it can pack a move that's called Water Shuriken, which has priority, and it's super effective on Extra Drill. So I have to look out if I try to sweep or put holes in his team with Centra's Extra Drill for this priority. He has a Mega Alakazam. Mega Alakazam gets the build, it's faster than my whole team to first start, and on top of that it has the build to trace. So if it comes in on Extra Drill, who is in the sand, it traces my Centra's and is faster than my Extra Drill all the time if it comes in on me. So that's really scary to face with this with my sand offense team. Also, he has a Togetic. Togetic I'm not that worried about. It can be, yeah, it can do some things, but it's not the most threatening for my team. Swampert, it is only a rock setter, but it's a reliable rock setter, and if he runs it defensively, it can to a certain extent check my Extra Drill and my Tyranitar. So that's really scary to note. And then Blaziken. Blaziken is really scary. It can be a Choice Scarf user. He's brought that in the past. It can be an agility sweeper, which can be really scary because after agility it could potentially outspeed my whole team. And yeah, otherwise it could also be a special variant with Vacuum Wave, or a mixed attack with Vacuum Wave, because Vacuum Wave is a strong priority move that hits both Extra Drill and Tyranitar super effective, which means even Sand Drill is yeah, can be hurt quite hard by this Blaziken. And to top it off, it also has an Abomasnow. And Abomasnow, if I let it set up some some Swords Dances, Ice Shard is quite a nice priority move against my team, because it hits the Mega Pidgeot and the Virizion really hard, and yeah, I have to keep my Extra Drill healthy for this because it outspeeds the rest. And also on top of that, it has Heal, so that means it removes my sand, which is quite unfortunate. So yeah, Sand Drill can definitely still put in some work, but not the work I think it would have in other matches. So to top it off, you can see here my Extra Drill set. It's still a Central set. I've still thought this would be the best set, because yeah, Greninja for example also outspeeds my whole team and is quite scary, so I can kind of revenge it with this if I'm healthy enough to live Water Shuriken. I have to see if he's physical or special, most likely because he doesn't have the coverage of like low kick, which is would have been really nice for like my Titar. He's probably more likely to be a special variant, and my team doesn't handle that special variant that well. So I hope he doesn't pack it, but if he packs it, it still does some damage, but not the most, because he would be special. But yeah, this Extra Drill set, I will go over. This extra set has the Earthquake, the Iron Head, the Swords Dance and the Rapid Spin. Earthquake Iron Head pretty much hits his whole team. I packed Swords Dance because if he decided that Swampert would be a great check for this mon, if I set up a Swords Dance, I really hurt Swampert quite hard. So that's potential to kind of sweep his team. If I get up a Sword Dance, I could like on the Token Tick or something, I could get up the Sword Dance. And my last move, I ultimately decided on Rapid Spin because it was most likely that his Swampert would get rocks up, and I kind of also really wanted to remove rocks with this team, because you will see later on some of the other sets that have to come in, like Mega Pidgeot takes 25% from rocks, which is not what I want this match, and also some of my other more bulky mons doesn't really like to take rocks multiple times. So I decided to put on Rapid Spin here. And then if you look at the EVs, it's a jolly extra drill. So you might think that you're a Sandtrash, so you are in the sand most of the time it is in, and it has +2 speed. So why would you run a jolly extra? That's for two reasons. One, I might be in without sand, and two, even if I'm in with sand and he has like this agility Blaziken, which is a real threat for my team, I still outspeed it because I outspeed Blaziken naturally with this amount of speed investment. So it's mainly for the Blaziken. And then I packed the Chopper Berry. Chopper Berry also helps deal with Blaziken if he decided to go for that Vacuum Wave or that big fighting type move. And also the biggest thing it deals with is the Mega Alakazam. If the Mega Alakazam decides to come in on me to revenge me in the sand, trace my Sandtrash, think, okay, I can take him out with a Focus Blast. With the Chopper Berry, I'm able to take a Focus Blast, and I probably will kill it with an Earthquake or put it really low. But if he is not too much HP investment, I just OHKO it with Earthquake, so that's nice. Then I have my Sand Setter, and also I kind of wanted this to also be able to deal with Mega Alakazam, because preferably I would like to pursue trap Mega Alakazam. So I also have the Chopper Berry on Torrento. This means that if it is in on Mega Alakazam, unlike one of his coverage moves, like if he goes for Shadow Ball predicting the Reuniclus for example, or he just goes for a big Psychic for damage, I could, if I'm able to switch in Torrento on that moment, or if someone goes down on a double switch, I kind of can pursue trap it quite freely, because I still live Focus Blast due to the Chopper Berry, and I have a max attack Adamant, so this means I think Pursuit is a roll to kill, and if it doesn't, it probably deals around 90% damage, which means it could die from this. Maybe it dies from Pursuit plus Sand or Pursuit plus Rocks, so it's really effectively in dealing with the Mega Alakazam. Besides that, I have the Stealth Rocks. I really want Stealth Rocks on this team to kind of hinder this Token Tick. Blaziken takes damage, Abomastorm takes damage, Greninja. I don't have the greatest ways to deal with Greninja, so I want it to take Rocks damage, and also the Mega Alakazam. If Exodil or Tyranitar wouldn't be able to take it out, Rocks would be nice for it. And then Stone Edge hits what Pursuit or Crunch doesn't hit, hits Stone Edge really hard. And yeah, I decided to go Crunch because I thought that would be my hardest hitting move for like the Swampert, because all the other things I hit with Stone Edge quite hard. So that was the coverage I thought I would need. That's why I went with this set. Then we have more of my bulky mon. This mon is Reuniclus. Reuniclus this week, this time around, is an AV, still max HP, max special defense variant with Regenerate. This means with this set it can kind of deal with the Mega Alakazam quite well, because it easily takes 2 Shadow Balls, and also it deals with Greninja. It can take 2 Life Orb Dark Pulses from full, but with Rocks this might be a roll, so I kind of don't want Rocks on the field. And yeah, with Regen I can recover quite a lot of health back. It has Energy Ball to hit Swampert really hard. It has Signal Beam to hit the Greninja and the Mega Alakazam really hard. Keep in mind, Greninja becomes a pure Dark type due to Protean if he goes for a Dark Pulse, and that means a Signal Beam does more damage. I must say I kind of overestimated Signal Beam. I thought on a normal Greninja it would do around 80, maybe even 90%, but I kind of miscalculated on that because it ended up doing, I think, around 65-ish% from the calc. I don't know what my first calc was, but I later on found that in the calc. So that's not the best amount. I didn't want a focus blast because yeah, it doesn't hurt. Signal beam hits Ninja and Mega XM, and I don't want to miss a focus blast. So I decided on signal beam, and you will see in the match if that was a good or a bad choice. Sidekick just in general stab. If I want to be able to deal with the blaze gun, it hits the Turk for some amount, it hits the Aboma Snow for some amount. And as last move, yeah, I needed 4 attacking moves because I am an AV variant and I thought Signal Beam would deal with Mega XM and Greninja quite well, and I thought if we want to switch in something on this Rainiclus, it probably will be the Togetic. So let me just pack Knockoff to knock off the Eviolite of Togetic so it isn't that bulky anymore, so other mons can deal with it more easily, and also just knocking off items in general is really nice. So I decided on Knockoff as my last move. So then yeah, I will just skip Mega Pidgeot. I will go over that as last because it's kind of a special set. My next month is my Virizion. Virizion this week is also an Assault Vest variant. This is like it can form quite a healthy amount because it has max HP, some speed investment. I think this is enough speed to outspeed max speed Blaziken, because his speed tiers are like Mega Exam and Greninja outspeed my whole team, and then it drops down to Blaziken. And the rest is put in attack, so it still hits really hard. And I put Assault Vest on this Mon because with Assault Vest it can kind of deal with Mega XM and Greninja in the sense that it takes a hit from them, and from Greninja it can take a Dark Pulse or a Water type move plus an Ice Beam, and can KO it back with like a Close Combat or a Leaf Blade, depends on the moves he went for. And Mega XM, if I'm able to weaken it, or if I want to weaken it, I can still take a hit with Virizion and go for excess or for big damage. Also, this Mon hits Swampert really hard because it's an offensive variant. Close combat still does quite some damage to Blaziken. It KOs the Aboma Snow, and for Togetic I packed at the end I packed Stone Age because if he doesn't have Eviolite anymore, Stone Age is kind of a 2-hit KO if he's more especially defensive variant. If he wants to deal with the Mega Pidgeot more, Stone Age can be a 2-hit KO, so I thought yeah, with this coverage it kind of hits like all his mons for the hardest amount of damage, and so I thought this would be the best Virizion to go for. I didn't see another Virizion doing that much work, so that's why I decided also on Assault Vest variant, kind of more of an early game pivot, try to do some damage to his team and probably die a bit early on in the game. And then we have Qwilfish. Qwilfish again is more of a defensive Qwilfish. It's max HP, max defense. There's some other moves at this time and other item. It's my main check to physical Aboma Snow and physical Blaziken, or even to a certain extent mixed Blaziken, but mostly physical Blaziken, because even after a Sword Stance or a Life of Blaziken, I can take hits easily, and due to the Sugar Berry I can still take an EQ quite well. And I have T-Wave because I'm able to T-Wave the Blaziken then, or T-Wave the Aboma Snow, or in best case scenario, if he decides, oh, my Greninja and Mega XM are quite healthy, they can take a move Qwilfish is able to throw at them, so let me just switch in those mons, switch them in on Qwilfish, and they get T-Wave. That would be best case scenario for me, so that's why I packed T-Wave on it. I packed Toxic, so I packed dual stats. This was because I could see Swampert as quite a good switch in for this Qwilfish, so I'm able to, I'm faster than Swampert naturally. I have Sugar Berry if need be, and I can Toxic it if I need to wear down Swampert that way, because Swampert low or dead opens the door for extra drill more. And then I've just Waterfall and Poison Jab as my 2 coverage moves, just so I can break most of the mons. I can either hit them hard or break their subs if they are sub variant. Like Blaziken, I still hit hard with Waterfall. Poison, I hit Blaziken hard, and Poison Jab hits like Togetic and Aboma Snow hard. It's mainly that I hit my the mons I counter like Blaziken and Aboma Snow that I hit them hard. So yeah, that's the team for this week. We will now just hop on into the battle and see how we will do. If we are able to pull back to a 1-1, that would be beautiful, but I don't know. And yeah, be in the race for the knockout phase again. So here's the replay. So this match, I decided I thought he would probably lead with his Swampert to get rocks up, but he also could lead with Greninja. And because I could see those two leading the most, I thought my safest lead is my Rainiclus, because at this time I still thought Signal Beam would do quite a lot of damage to Greninja, so I thought, okay, I can take a Dark Pulse, do big damage to Greninja. He sees, oh, I can 2-hit KO it. Signal Beam is definitely a 2-hit KO, but I thought, you'll see. So I could scare Greninja out. If he goes U-turn, I can see if he's more of a physically variant. I know then Quillfish can deal with it more. And if he leads Swampert, I thought he probably will be more of a special Swampert, because I have like the Quillfish, and yeah, that my Rainiclus also could handle that quite well. So we will see what ends up happening. What ends up happening is I lead Rainiclus as he leads Swampert. I know he goes for Rocks turn 1. I thought to myself, should I go Energy Ball? But I thought to myself, maybe if he isn't like more of a defensive Swampert, he doesn't want to take a big Energy Ball right off the bat, because yeah, this is the mon that can take hits from Excadrill. I thought yeah, he maybe would switch out into like Togetic this turn, and also in some of his other matches he showed the Rindo Berry on the Swampert. So I go for knockoff turn 1 as he just sets up his Stealth Rocks, and so I knock off and I see the Rindo Berry, so I'm happy. But from this damage, this was a bit of weird for me, because knockoff should have done a bit less. So I'm wondering to myself, what kind of Swampert is this? And even if it's only max HP, no defense, so more of a special defense variant, I thought knockoff would do less. So I thought, is he more of an offensive Swampert? Has he some more offensive potential and not max HP? So I thought to myself, if that's the case, from 88%, and also if he is more of a defensive Swampert, I quite have it's a quite good role for me to kill with Energy Ball. So I thought, yeah, I could switch out, but I thought, yeah, I thought I could take on this Swampert and just Energy Ball it. But he reveals to be a physical Swampert. He has some attack investment, but as you can see from this damage, he is mostly, he is still specially defensive to a certain extent, because he takes the Energy Ball and he does 35% to me. Okay, I know I'm an AV regen Rainiclus, so I can get this health back easily. So, you think, so my best play here was, he probably sacks a Swampert, it's really low, or he probably doesn't switch into anything, and if he does, it doesn't really matter. So, the best play here would go into Virizion, take like the water move he probably goes for, because he also is in torrent range, he's at 11%, and if he switches out, it doesn't matter. I've got my health back for on the Rainiclus. It's like around 100% when it comes in. It takes rocks, but it's at a quite high amount of health, which means it can still take 1, maybe 2 hits from the Greninja, and definitely still 2 Shadow Balls from Mega Alakazam. But I don't make this play in Virizion, and honestly, if you ask me why I didn't, I think it was the nerves, plus I was too click happy. I thought, oh, I can take out this Swampert, and just not realizing how much damage it would do, kind of forgetting Torrent, and also just forgetting how important it was to keep Rainiclus as healthy as possible. So I stay in and just kill it, and I take a massive amount of damage from this waterfall, and I kill it with a Psychic. If he switched out, Psychic was the best move if I stay in, but this was definitely not my best play. And early on in the game, I'm taking a 6-5 lead, but my Rainiclus is really low, and it's quite an important member for this team. So this is not looking too well, and yeah, so he goes into Greninja. He knows, okay, I can revenge this, and I thought to myself, what would he do? I know I kind of want to get this Rainiclus back up to health, and I knew I didn't made the best play. So I thought he probably either finishes me off with like Dark Pearls, maybe a water type move, because if you look at my team, the most of the mons it hits really hard with like water or dark, or maybe he just U-turns for initiative. That's also quite a nice play I thought of. So I go into Virizion, kinda also AV, so if it's special it can take hits, and it's like my most expendable mon at this time. So I go into Virizion and he makes the good play, and he the great play even, and he just goes for an Ice Beam with Protean. Even if I'm AV, he still does a lot of damage to me. So this definitely, as it shows, it reveals he is a live op one, and I have to get this Greninja out of the way as soon as possible. Because Raynicholas is slow, I have nothing to outspeed it except Sand Drill, and at this point he might pack that Water Shuriken. As I mentioned, I don't know. It's a special variant, so it could not, but it still can. So what I do is I thought, okay, I just have to sack Virizion. I can't switch in Raynicholas because Ice Beam plus Dark Spell still kills me. I have to sack off Virizion. So I think I just go for a close combat. Don't quote me on this one. The match has happened over a week ago. I couldn't record earlier due to some circumstances, unfortunately. He switches out. And he goes into his Togetic as I go for indeed the close combat, because yeah, that would hit the hardest. And at this point I'm thinking, he switches out. Ice Beam was a 2-hit KO. Why would he switch out? So I think to myself, maybe, just maybe, he doesn't want to deal with the mon that comes in after Virizion, but it also can be that he thinks I'm Choice Scarf Virizion. But then again, I was thinking he could just calc it, but still, I thought to myself, okay, he could think I'm Choice Scarf. So I keep all those things in mind. I see Togetic come in, and I think to myself, okay, I have some things for this Togetic, and mainly my Mega Pidgeot. I haven't showed my Mega Pidgeot set to you guys. I'm so sorry about it. I just remembered I went over the mons and I didn't went over the most important mon. So we will just we will go over the Mega Pidgeot set as I will show it, and that's not now, because at this point in time I think, okay, Raynicholas, I need it to be able to take a hit, and I need my Mega Pidgeot healthy. So I want to go into Extra Drill, take probably like this incoming Dazzling Gleam, and Rapid Spin. That's like really important to do for me. So what I do now is I go out into Extra Drill, expecting like a Dazzling Gleam, and he pulls a great double on me, and he just goes straight out into his Mega Alakazam. And because this really hurts me quite a lot, because now I can't Rapid Spin, because what do I switch in on a Mega Alakazam? Yeah, Raynicholas is too low to take 2 hits, and I could sack him on, but still I kind of want my mons, all my mons still. I could sack Virizion, but I thought this wasn't the right time to sack it. Also, I thought to myself, yeah, this could be the time that Extra Drill doesn't do that much work for me, because as I said, he has quite a lot of priority. This Mega Alakazam can be a problem. So what I decided, because he's probably going to click the Focus Blast, but still don't have that great of a switch in. So I just stay in. I have my Chopper Berry, and I know EQ has quite a good chance to kill. So as predicted, he just Mega Evolves. He goes for first he goes for the Protect to scout out what I do. If I switch or something, I just went for an EQ. So I could have switched in like Raynicholas or even Tyranitar. So I don't really agree with his play, with his Protect play, as I now think about it. But still, yeah, I thought my safe play was to stay in. He goes for the Focus Blast. The Chopper Berry pops. I live it at 25, and I go for an EQ, and I do 93%. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, yeah, this Mega Alakazam has such a high speed stat. It didn't need that much speed. He just has quite a lot of bulk invested, and this meant I couldn't kill him. So at this point, I'm thinking, oh, this Mega Alakazam could be a problem. So you will see later on if it becomes that much of a problem or not, but it's really low, so that's definitely important to me. And at this point, I just switch out my extra drill because I don't want to sack it just yet. I couldn't kill the Mega Exam, and now I think, okay, I have gotten big damage off on it. Just let me go into Verizion as a quite kind of a sack. He goes for the Shadow Ball, predicting either Rayniclus to come in or such, and here I'm thinking, yeah, just go for X-Scissor, because he, with his Pedevlop, even a next Shadow Ball could kill me. He probably kills me. But also, what I'm thinking, yeah, but also what I said earlier was that he may fear a Scarfed Verizion. But that wasn't that much. It was a bit in my mind at this time, but I wasn't too sure to play around that he fully believed I was a Scarf Verizion. I switch out as he just goes for a move and kills another one. I didn't want that at all. So I just go for the attack. I kind of second my Verizion. He goes for the protect. So now he thinks I'm Scarfed in his mind, but I still kind of don't want to risk it. And he goes out into Togetic, yeah, believing I'm Scarfed, and due to this switch, I now knew for certain he believed I was Scarfed. So from this point, if it would come into play, I know he believes that and I can play around it. But before, I just didn't want to risk it. But Togetic is in, and that's nice because Togetic is in one I can kind of take a bit of advantage of. Like for in this scenario, I know Rayniclus can easily take hits from Togetic, and I want my Rayniclus back up quite some health. So I go into Rayniclus to get some health back, as I double immediately out into my Pidgeot, hoping he just roost, or like if he went into something like his Abomasnow or such. I just wanted my Rayniclus quickly in to do some to recover up. I go into my Mega Pidgeot as he goes out into his Greninja, so that's not a great place for me to be in because he is faster. So I would just sack my Verizion at this point in time. Yeah, I don't have Sand Up. I don't know what kind. I don't know if he's Water Shuriken. But I know now I can live a Dark Pulse reliably from this Greninja with my Rayniclus. And we are now up. We're now 5-5, and this I'm not playing well this match at all. I can say you that. So I have to make some plays, or just have to do something to take this game back because it's not in my favor. He goes for Dark Pulse. I luckily don't flinch, because if I flinched here, I probably would have needed to sack Tyranitar to go into Extra Drill to be able to hope that he doesn't have Water Shuriken and kind of revenge this, and it would have been such a hard match for me. But luckily I don't flinch. I go for the Signal Beam here and I don't take him out. And I definitely thought I would, but from the calcs it showed, yeah, Signal Beam is just not as strong as my previous calc. I don't know what calcs I did, but Signal Beam wasn't strong enough. But this means Greninja kills my Rayniclus, but it also means he dies to life orb damage, which is really nice because Greninja was such a big threat at this point. So we do a double down. He just goes for Ice Beam if I would for some reason switch. And yeah, we double down, and I'm just thinking, okay, let me go into Tyranitar. One, I get up Sand, which is nice for Extra Drill potentially, and also I thought Tyranitar with the Chopper Berry intact, it deals with Mega Alakazam. It deals with Togetic. It can live due to Chopper Berry from Blaziken, but I still have a great switch into my Qwilfish, and Abomasnow the same. I could be faster, but I don't want to risk him being a speedy Abomasnow, so I would just go hard into Qwilfish again. That's the point I see from the Sandstorm. I could have noted from the Sandstream that I'm faster than this Abomasnow for certain, but at this point I don't think I believe that, so that's a big mistake on my part. I should have known I was faster, but still, on my Tyranitar I didn't want to risk a Stone Edge miss on him, because he probably goes for Focus Blast and I can't take it with the Chopper Berry. So I just go hard into Qwilfish, and he reveals to be a special variant. I kind of expected more of a physical variant with like a strong Ice Shard, but he is special. I just go for a T-Wave, kind of thinking he might be a faster Abomasnow. I want to slow him down for my Tyranitar, and just a Paralyze I thought would be my best play, because Poison Jab doesn't even kill it. So just slow it down. for mainly for the Titan, and he gets yeah, spoiler, he gets fully paralyzed this turn. This matters in that Blizzard, which he went for, would have killed me, and I would have went into Tyranitar back again. So in that regard it matters, because you will see now I am able to get off a big poison jab, and this does quite a lot of damage to him. It puts him at 20%, and you will see later on why this matters. This damage matters for maybe not the outcome of the match, but it might matter for the differential, or yeah, maybe even the outcome. We will see. So he goes for Blizzard, he kills me, and he reveals to be life up, so he only has one life up hit left. I go into Tyranitar, and here was, I think, the point that I finally noticed, and this is why, guys, you always have to check your mons before you go into match. I kind of forgot I had Stealth Rocks on this Tyranitar, and at this point I saw it and I thought, oh, I should have went for this earlier on the Abomasnow, because I should have noted that I was faster. I didn't. I let my Quillfish go down for it, but this means Abomasnow is in KO range from Stealth Rocks. That's one important thing to note due to that paralyze. But also the most important thing is that his Mega Alakazam is in Stealth Rock KO range, and his hazard removal is Togetic, and all my 3 remaining mons deal quite well with Togetic. So I set up my rocks here right now as he goes hard into Togetic. I don't know if he wants to sack it and keep his Abomasnow for like my other 2 moves, mons, because he after the match revealed that he was a special Abomasnow still with the Ice Shard. So I go for Stealth Rocks. Then I thought he probably goes for Roost. Maybe he tries to be cheeky. He doubled before with his Togetic, so I just stay in and go for a Stone Edge. I know from damage earlier that it's probably won't kill, but unfortunately I miss. He goes for Dazzling Gleam, he crits me. I knew I would have been able to take 2 if I would have needed it, and but this kind of puts me in a better spot, because now I realized, now I know for certain he just he most likely will just stay in, because nothing really can take a Stone Edge, and if he stays in, this means I can go into Pidgeot and execute my Mega Pidgeot plan. And I will now show you the set I have been holding off due to me forgetting. I didn't show you guys, sorry. And that is this Mega Pidgeot set. And it's kind of simple Mega Pidgeot set. It's Hurricane, Toxic, Substitute and Roost. And this means Hurricane hits his whole team really hard. Toxic is to cripple mainly his Togetic. And then Sub and Roost. Sub is also for his Togetic. With the investment I have, I didn't need much speed, because the only mon I needed to outspeed was Blaziken. Greninja, Mega Alakazam already outsped me. So with this much speed def investment, I couldn't do it with the HP. I needed a speed def. I'm for certain one Dazzling Gleam doesn't break the substitute on this Mega Pidgeot, so he needs 2 Dazzling Gleams to break my sub. And that means with Toxic, Hurricane, with this those 4 moves, I will be able to 1v1 the Togetic and come out on top with a substitute up, and that's really big for me. So I execute my Mega Pidgeot plan. I go out into Mega Pidgeot as he indeed just stays in, because he thinks, okay, I can live it, I can kill him. He goes for Dazzling Gleam. He doesn't want to risk one of his mons to a Hurricane, because everything dies on the switch. His Togetic is the only thing that still can take a Hurricane. I just roost up, and I think I roost here again, kinda because Sandstorm still takes some damage on me, and I want this Mega Pidgeot as healthy. Only I first go for sub, because I know one Dazzling Gleam doesn't break my sub. Then I go for roost, and here I just go for sub again, roost back up, so I'm healthy, plus I have a sub up. That's my main goal. So I'll skip this part. Here I go for roost. Here he switches out. I don't know why exactly he did this. Probably he wanted a free switch in one of his other mons, and sacks his Mega Alakazam to the rocks. As I just go for substitute again, that's my best play. Then he goes out into his Blaziken, which is like the only big threat still left on his team. but as you can see, he just he doesn't break my sub, and he probably went for a setup move or something. So Abominstone dies through rocks, and his Togetic also is in range from a Hurricane. So, and that's the match. It's a 3-0 victory for me. And at the beginning, this was looking like a really tough match for me, because I was just not making the plays early on. He was making plays. I was lacking getting mons too low that were I still needed in the game. And yeah, I kind of forgot about rocks, which was really important. I luckily remembered it at the correct time, and this substitute Mega Pidgeot set just put in the work I wanted it to. So all in all, yeah, it was a great match, and I'm happy I won it from Wmar. He's a great guy, and after the match he revealed to me that he was indeed an agility Blaziken, which could have been scary, but still I was lucky I could still deal with it. If his Abominstone was not, if his Abominstone wouldn't have died to rocks, he probably went for the Ice Shard. I think it probably would break my sub, and if it has, but still I outspeed Blaziken, and I think from the range I was, I can still take a Vacuum Wave, because he said to me he was mixed, so I could still take a Vacuum Wave and just kill him with a Hurricane. So probably would still have been my game nonetheless, but it was a good game. I've won it, and now our last game is against the Vert, and due to all the other matches, me and Vert are both 1-1. Jar is 2-1. He already advanced, so congrats to Jar for this. And it's a tiebreaker between me and Vert, and this is really a big match. So if I win, I'm in the knockout round. If he wins, he's in the knockout round. So we will try to make the best team and come out on top. But that will be quite a hard match, because Vert is a great opponent, and as I noticed this match, my nerves are sometimes getting to me early in the game, and I hope that will be less against him. But we will see how that match will turn out. Yeah, so that's it for that's all for now, guys, and I will see you hopefully at our next match. So yeah, bye.